But right now, he's facing Tarik, someone who stormed through Crêpe Soleil, Deox 6, and Night Pixel to get here.
These are all people that we're so familiar with. Spargo, obviously, one of the best, if not currently the best in Ultimate at the moment. Obviously, we've got Tarik on the other side, an absolute juggernaut within the EU scene. And it is time for game number 1 of your very first winners top 8 match between Tarik and Spargo on Pokemon Stadium 2. And already, it seems like Spargo is just chipping away at some damage, Checky.
Oh yeah, I mean, you've got that massive range advantage. Greninja already struggles in shield, but when you add Cloud Disjoints to it, it just gets a bit miserable. If you're Tarik, though, you know that no matter the percentage, you've got the tools to edgeguard this guy.
That's so true.
What you've got to be looking for. And that's going to force Spargo to DI in a lot more, which means you can get way more out of your combos. But speaking of combos, we got that classic limit side B, taking the stock, or at least helping to with the dash attack, finishing it off.
Great use of cross slash, obviously, to just build up as much damage as possible. And we all know that Greninja is a fairly lighter character, so dash attack being able to kill that percentage makes a ton of sense. And again, 81% currently. Spargo using these disjoints to his advantage to keep Tarik out at bay. Gonna go ahead and take him on stage with the up B. And he's not taking any prisoners with this one. Spargo is bold and ready.
Oh, he is absolutely ready indeed. He saw his percentage and he went, I'm going down with the ship. And boy,
100%.
is he going down. He's so good at taking the initiative in big sets like this. Picking options that he knows you're not expecting that give you so much reward. And you can see it happening right now on the board for what could be a 2-stock to start off this set. And that's such a big shift in mentality immediately. You get hit by this wall, you're hyped up, ready for this set against a big player. And immediately, he asserts himself.
I mean, that's one way to really, like, put yourself out there, especially in that first game. But again, the beauty of having that sort of best of 5, it allows you to adapt to Spargo's playstyle. And we know Tarik is capable of doing that. He's a very, very knowledgeable player, very smart player, but also has a ton of experience at this higher level as well. He's been to many majors in the past. I have no doubt in my mind that he can definitely adapt to this playstyle, but it will take him a little bit, especially with an opening that, you know, that aggressive. And obviously, we're taking a look at some of their previous matches here in their run. Obviously, Tarik beating Crêpe Soleil 3-1 to make it here, and Spargo beating Reflow. You saw that on stream earlier today to make top 8 qualifiers, and it was interesting. It was a really, really solid set here as well. Spargo probably in one of the best runs at the moment. Very, very consistent in the way that he's been playing at this point in time. And again, this set it's started no different in any way, shape, or form. They've been playing so well so far, and he's been so dominant here. And again, using those disjoints, abusing basically the space between him and Greninja in every single way possible, forcing Tarik to stay out. But I think, if I'm not mistaken, we did see Small Battlefield, a stage where they do have to end up scrapping, where they are going to have to be close up to each other. And that might give Tarik a little bit more of an advantage, at least the advantage that he's been looking for this entire game, Checky.
Yeah, definitely. That's exactly what Tarik wants going into this. A stage that is much smaller. PS2, remember, the widest stage in the game. And now he can close the space and really use his movement and his burst range to get some damage going. But
for now,
yeah, for now it's Spargo starting things off again. We hope so for Europe, but it looks like it might not happen in this first stock. Already doing 86. These ledge traps and these juggles are just so good.
Yeah, there's absolutely insane stuff here, but Tarik was able to capitalize off of the nair, get the drag down up air as well. A little bit of damage, a little bit of percentage there, but again, wasn't able to find any other bearing, unfortunately. A couple forward airs being thrown out here from Spargo. Nice forward throw here again, holding on to this limit very, very slowly. Tarik trying to take his time, stall off stage with the neutral B, not risking any situation there with that side B, and eventually escaping the teeth of death. Still alive here. Great DI from Tarik at 156%. He's trying to take his time to make it back to stage, but every single time he does, Spargo has been ready, using those forward airs to really catch Tarik off guard here.
Yeah, really, really good usage of that range that we're seeing from Spargo. Doing another 80, getting B&B on deck, and you can see Tarik just struggling to keep up. And that's part of the thing, like, technically, you have a mobility... Oh, God. It's almost going to be a 3-stock here if you're not careful. But here's the thing, like, technically, you have worse mobility if you're Cloud in this matchup. Not by much, but you do. But Spargo's individual movement is so good. And his recovery, I mean, see that stall with the side B, something reminiscent of Summit there. just making it so hard for Tarik to get any of these edge guards that he's looking for. I mean, I haven't seen him get one yet.
Yeah, he hasn't had any openings. And normally Tarik, whenever he does get those openings, he's able to make it happen. Brilliant down there. Great awareness there from Spargo again. What a reaction. Tarik with the down smash, though it's not going to be enough. Looking to follow him up with the back air, but wasn't able to find it there. And unfortunately, once again, shield pressure has been way too much here for Tarik to handle. Going off stage, trying to use the waterfall wasn't enough. Gets the side B, holding it on to this stage. Going to use the counter, and there we go. Tarik finding a stock on the board in this next game. And from what looked like an absolutely dominant set at the moment, Tarik is slowly finding his bearing. 13% with the rapid jab, and is starting to take a little bit more of that ground.
Yeah, and again, if he starts figuring out those recovery mix-ups, if he gets a hold of it, if he takes that double jump, then anything is possible.
Fully agreed, fully agreed. Limit cross slash, no, sorry, limit climb hazard right back up onto stage there. Up B really working wonders here for Spargo, who's been using his meter management, you know, very well. Not spending it, not overexpending it too much. There's the back air. There we go. Brilliant stuff here from Spargo once again, aiming to go for the down air. It's worked a couple times before in the past, but not this time again. Tarik looking to gimp with the up B. Not able to find a couple up airs here once again. Looking with the back air, trying to earn this as early as possible. 128%. Down tilt up smash confirmed. Doesn't hit. There's the... Oh, footstool. Okay. We're looking for the nair again. No one was home, though, unfortunately. And Tarik wasn't able to get the kill that he was looking for. 128. Greninja with rage is a dangerous character. Was looking for the back air. Up B a little far out there. And Spargo is going to pay the price for it.
Oh, yeah. Very lucky Tarik to escape death there. Spargo maybe going for a suicide kill, maybe just trying to grab ledge. Probably a bit of both. Tarik here, got to try and level up a whole stock, but he has taken it to last stock. Just trying to find that opening, that down tilt, that dash attack, but Spargo seems ready, catching these overshoots. And again, got to find a back air here, charging limit. Side B will definitely do it, or a back air. There you go.
Yep. Slightly better game there from Tarik. He's getting back in it. Was trying to obviously make ends meet with that rage. Fortunately, wasn't able to get the job done, but again, was down to final stock, was able to push out Spargo a lot more, deal with that wall in a better scenario there. But it is all about that momentum leading into this next game. Obviously, Spargo just needs one more to advance to win his top 8, which will send Tarik down straight to losers, which does give him another chance to make that run, but it will be just as hard as it is right now if he does make it down there.
Oh, it's going to be so difficult if he does make it down there. But Tarik did start to adapt at the end of that second game, and the question now is how far can he take that? He's receiving some coaching that will hopefully help him a little bit as the set progresses. And what can he take from that last game? Because it did look better. He is improving across the set. It's just, can he take that momentum and really make the most of it, or will Spargo counter-adapt here?
That's obviously a really good question. I mean, again, with players at their level, right, there is always room for them to just kind of adapt to one another and their playstyles. Now, there is a bit of a gap, obviously, between them both. However, it is not out of the question for both players to constantly adapt between each other. And we'll see that, obviously, going into Game 3. Spargo opting to stick with the Cloud. It's been working out so well for him. We're going straight back to small battlefield again. A very comfortable stage here for Tarik. And once again, looking to really utilize that counter pick as we go into this next game.
Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't you stick with the Cloud, right? The range is such a big deal in a matchup like this. And it is where he's most comfortable. Already getting a nice reversal, looking for a ledge trap here. Nice get up attack. You only get one a set of those. You got to be very careful with them.
It's true. It is true. Not often that you get more than one.
Oh, catches the double jump.
Beautiful. 54%. He didn't take as much damage as he did in the previous 2 games, especially in the opening start. You can see Tarik starting to play a lot more conservative now, trying to pick his shots in, and when he does, that's when he starts to strike. There's the back air, brilliant stuff here. 38%, has the opportunity to potentially try and gimp him off stage, but wasn't able to do so, unfortunately. No successful edge guard, met with an up air from Spargo here. And again, just jumping around the shield here once more. Tarik looking for that opening, finds it with the dash attack, but again, interrupted with a brilliant burst option in that up air, and we've seen it being used so many times here already. Cross slash gets him at 104%. Falling back air, no one was home. And again, Spargo this time just walling Tarik out, and they've just been going back and forth, Checky.
They have, but it's been Tarik who's winning out so far, just getting a little bit more damage every time. Great chase from Spargo, though, to seal that stock, but he does have a deficit to bring back.
Does indeed. Side B is going to do a little bit more damage here, looking for that forward here once again, just to keep him out of bay. Nice! Great stuff there from Tarik. Once again, he's very comfortable using these footstool down airs to try and get a set up in. Oh, that's unfortunate.
Oh,
I've seen that not hit a lot of times, and yeah, it's not the greatest feeling in the world. Blade Beam, sorry, is going to be more than enough to get the job done. Spargo ahead in terms of having that stock now, and again, been pushing him back. There is the edge guard that he's been looking for all game. It is down to 1 stock apiece. Tarik has a chance to push this to game 4, or it's time to bite the dust. Spargo still has 1 more stock to make of it.
They've got to be careful here. Tarik's finding an easier time using his movement to find his way in, but Spargo finds an opening of his own, gets reversaled. Great F smash, just knowing Spargo will swing. Now he's got to be careful here, just waiting in the corner. Great patience. Look at the way he's playing around these big disjoints now, starting to make the most of his movement, but the Blade Beam is going to break through. Give Spargo an opening to just relax a little bit, reset to neutral.
I like
Tarik,
this. So
yeah, you go ahead.
No, I was saying I like this. It feels a lot more as if the tempo is sort of slowing down a little bit here, which has helped Tarik out a lot. You can feel it. It doesn't feel as fast as it did in the previous games or the previous openers. There's the forward air. There's the confirm, and that's going to be more than enough to shut down the book on a potential 3-0. Tarik making it and pushing it on to game 4.
Yeah.
Still in this.
I think you're exactly right about that tempo change. I think that being able to like sit a little bit more at mid-range and use your movement is really important in a matchup like this, where the threat of Greninja's burst range, like the threat of him coming in and doing a D-tilt or a dash attack, is a lot more of what you're working with, rather than with Cloud, where you're just kind of throwing out the hitboxes. It's not implied, it's just there, you know? So you need to use your movement a lot to try and corner your opponent. You need to use a lot less buttons and a lot more dashes, a lot more movement, a lot more of the control stick, and just kind of wait things out a little bit more. And it's worked really, really well for Tarik.
It has indeed. It absolutely has indeed. He's been able to really adjust himself very nicely to the way that Spargo's been playing, thanks to that sort of change. It's been working out very well in his favor, but let's see if it works out again. Momentum obviously does favor the bold as we move to game 4, and we're going to Yoshi's this time around here, Checky. Do you reckon this will change something around for Spargo?
I could see it. Yoshi's is a very good stage for Cloud. It's also a good stage for Greninja, but it's a very good stage for Cloud. So I get the pick, and I get why it's being left open. The reason it's a good stage for Greninja is because these blast zones are kind of small, and these platforms give you a lot of extensions.
That is true. That is very true. We'll see where we're at the moment again. Percentage right now, even between them both. Momentum swinging like a pendulum, 81% at the minute. Great cross slash. It's not necessarily going to kill just yet, but it is going to give him a little bit of time to just breathe. Wall jump. Trying to extend the recovery as much as possible. Brilliant stuff there from Tarik. Mixing up the recovery, giving himself a little bit of time and pressure to really make ends meet here. And again, right off the top, but Spargo still alive.
Oh, Tarik robbed by the game a little bit again. Maybe just fast fell a little bit too early.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what else could have caused that, but... Ooh, got to be really, really careful here. But that's exactly what you're looking for if you're Tarik, right? Like, this is PS2 ceiling with these platforms. You know, like, there's so much cheese that you can get here off the top with those up airs.
Nice good back air here coming out from Tarik. Oh, sorry, from Spargo. Not necessarily going to kill. Pushing him back here further. Tarik doesn't want to engage just in case he overextends or whatever, but 150% currently on him with rage. Spargo can't afford to take a little bit of damage here, but wants to try and take that stock as soon as possible. Now or never for Tarik to really build that up. We're going down low, looking for the down air. Once again, Spargo chasing down the footstool!
The counter!
Down below! Wow! Okay, Tarik! I'm lost for words, Jackie.
That was beautiful from Tarik, and that's another advantage that Greninja gets on Yoshi's, right? The wall limits Cloud's recovery options, and it enables setups like that to be that little bit better.
Absolutely. was able to really play around in the long game when it came to the recovery. And look at this, Chucky. We could be pushing it to game 5 here. Tarik really abusing this counter pick by Spargo. Looking for these up tilts, not necessarily able to find it. Again, these two just kind of scrambling around now, trying to find an opening, anything that works best for them. The dash attack is in. Limit is also on break here. And again, Tarik playing these mind games in the corner, off stage once more. Spargo not going to fall for it a third time here. Parry, forward tilt, doesn't exactly get anything off of it, but the limit is now gone. Climb Hazard more than enough to give him a little bit more leverage here. And Spargo looking to close the door on that second stock eventually. Gonna abuse that disjoint as much as possible. Tarik going for a regular recovery again, mixing it up very nicely here. Good up smash from Spargo. And it is an absolute brawl.
Oh, Tarik almost finding a back air there, but Cloud and Spargo will find a back air of his own. Tarik gotta be careful, avoids the limit blade beam. Needs to again use that movement, but Spargo's advantage state is just so good. When he gets going, it gets rough. Whiffs the counter and almost had a very big punish for it. But right now, Tarik finds an F smash out of the corner. He's almost sealed a game 5 here, but Spargo is standing in his way. Not letting this stock fly. Looking to clutch this out right now.
It's dangerous because it could really come down to it now. And it has 123 do or die situation here for Tarik. Getting that back air again on the shield. The pressure looking real strong here from Spargo. And again, you don't want to get yourself in a position where you could end up losing this. You could end up overextending. I think Tarik is now slowly starting to feel the pressure. The up throw potentially. Their forward throw actually end up getting it from Tarik. Looking to push him back away with the waterfall once again. Is that going to be enough? No, it's not. Climb Hazard right back up onto stage here. Once again, Spargo still alive in this back air coming through here. Looking to seal the deal. 160% here once again. Tarik taking his sweet time to try and go at the ledge. Limit Climb Hazard up towards the top. Sends Tarik into losers. And that is all she wrote. Spargo clutches it up.
That is exactly what we're talking about when we mention experience from a lot of these players. You're seeing Tarik pick all these different options at ledge, trying to make you panic, trying to make you blink, and he sits there and he waits. And he waits and he waits and he waits and he reacts exactly when he needs to. Great stuff from Spargo in the most tense of moments. And he is going to move on to winners finals and face the winner of Mezcol or Lugi.